Okay, so these are the tools you need to access to change out the radio on the Cadillac SRX. Ideally, you want some longer extension. These are all 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch driver, 1/4 inch socket, which is 7 millimeter. I use the Icon brand because it's affordable. You're also going to need a tool like this, a flathead screwdriver, so that you could have more space by moving the shift lever back with the manual release for the shift lever release. And also you're going to need a tool like this, which you could get like a 3-pack at Harbor Freight. These are trim panel removing tools. So yeah, these are like the basic tools you need just to remove the ashtray before you remove the radio. Now, in order to remove the actual radio itself, you're going to need a larger size socket. This is a 3/8 inch. You're going to need, is this 3/8? Yeah, that's 3/8. So that's 3/8 inch. You're going to need an extension about that long. You could probably get by with something shorter. And you're going to need a 10 millimeter socket to remove the actual radio bracket bolts. See the 10. Where's the 10? There it is. 10. Okay, so let's get into the car. Okay, so first things first, you want to remove this whole portion right here. So there's 3 different portions you need to remove for the radio, to remove the radio. First portion is this one. Next portion is this upper section. Now, starting with this lower section, you want to remove this insert, the felt insert, kind of like the ashtray. You don't really put cigarettes in there though. So once you remove that insert, now you have access to this hole right here, which is going to give you access to the bolt, the 7 millimeter bolt behind it. But in order to more easily work here, you want to move this shift lever as far back as possible. And the way you do that without keeping the key in the car is you get like a nice flat tool like this. It could really be anything. I already broke this little plastic piece. Plastic gets brittle with age. It just breaks down. That's natural. I just have a junkyard nearby. So you just kind of like pry it up and it comes out like that. Save that there. And then with the same piece right here, I have the parking brake already depressed, just to make sure that the vehicle doesn't roll back. That's really important because right now we're going to move the shift lever outside of park and potential for a roll at that period. So most definitely engage your parking brake. So it's already engaged. I'm already parked. So now you basically want to push down here immediately perpendicularly, and you could feel a button being depressed. And then once you have that, then you could move back the shift lever. So this is the manual shift lever release. You could probably miss the button, just kind of feel around for it, and then you'll get the button. It's right there. Like if I go right there, it's a little bit too much in front of the button. Right behind it, that's the button right there. You can feel it. You could use also a larger tool, thicker tool, so you don't miss the button so easily. But yeah, now we have the lever moved out of the way. Now it gives us access to this. Now we can see the bolt back there, the 7 millimeter bolt. So also too, you do not want to remove this whole tray. You don't want to just pull it out. It's loaded with a spring mechanism that allows it to open and close like this, like so. And if you try to pull out this whole thing, just the ashtray itself, you'll break it. It's all integrated as one piece into this lower panel. You do not want to yank this thing out. You'll break it. So yeah, I did that on accident, and it took me a while to find a suitable replacement from the junkyard. And when I did, it was a pretty good deal. But I bought it, and so yeah, now it works actually kind of nice. Before the previous one, I think I actually broke it on accident trying to remove it, but it was working fine initially. So yeah, here's this extension with a 7 millimeter socket. It's kind of hard. I don't have any camera mount, so bear with me. So also this extension is This is called a swivel socket, so it allows the head to swivel it a little bit, just slightly back and forth. It's made like that. You could also push it down further to give it more of like a straight, conventional style feel to it. So yeah, and it has this nice knurling right here. So I bought this extension in a kit. It was on sale at Home Depot. I think the whole kit was like 20 bucks, so I just went ahead and bought it. It's a really good deal. Sometimes we'll pay a lot just for one of these extensions. So yeah, just reach down in there, and that's it. I got good engagement right there. I can't really turn it by hand because I tightened it with the wrench. So let me connect the wrench right here. This is such a frustrating video to make. So off. I want to remove the bolt. Also too, that's it. I just wanted the initial force to break it. Break it loose. So now it's loose. Loosen it up the rest of the way. At this point, the bolt, it's kind of hard to get it out from this hole, so it's going to fall behind this whole plate, but that's okay. We're going to remove the plate and we're going to be able to get the bolt after that. So now that the bolt is removed, that's the only bolt holding in, like securely holding in this entire plate. But the plate does have brackets, one right here, clip-in brackets, one right here. So you kind of want to get this tool. There's like the edge of it, and this material right here, it has a little bit of flex to it. So I kind of like to really like dig it in there. Maybe with a corner, actually at the bottom right here is like a nice spot to get it in. And it kind of like just pops out like that. There was not any like breaking sound of plastic. And so you could distinguish the difference. I did a little bit rough that time too, because I am trying to do it one-handed. And so yeah, this is kind of a bad angle to do it, but yeah, it nice and like without force comes out like that. So now that we have enough space with that shift lever back there, we could easily remove this whole thing. So now we've removed it, and it's connected right here with this. This is the climate control cabling. So you want to push down this gray lever and just kind of slowly wiggle it back and forth. It comes out. Let me pause. Okay, so it does kind of take a little bit of force to wiggle it out, but it comes out. You don't want to overly force it to the point where you're gonna like break it. But yeah, it wiggles out little by little. You just have to make sure that this this retention clip right here is above the clip-in point. And that's it, and it'll come out. You just have to wiggle it a bit. So now the next part of this is this wire right here for this lighter assembly. So now first what I do is right here we have this little tab that's holding the whole entire wire dongle secure to the back of this plate. You want to remove you want to use this I have multiple of these type of tools, and they work good for removing these type of clips. So the clip just kind of pops off. The more you pop off these clips, the worse they get. And so yeah, that's off now. Now the next part of this is removing this part right here. I like to use the same screwdriver that I used for the shift lever, and I just kind of like, you get one arm right there, lift it up, and then on this side there's the other arm. It's kind of hard to see it. Let's see if I can get a better angle at this. Sometimes what I do is I kind of reorient this, spin it around a little bit to get a better angle at it, and then it works better like that, or like this actually is better. Now you could kind of see the arm right there. Just have to kind of get it very slightly. There, I lifted up the clip just ever so slightly, and now it's not fully engaged. And just kind of like wiggle it. Maybe the other side clipped in again. That's it, came right out. So now that clip, you don't want to break this either. That's your cigarette lighter power. So now that clip is removed. Now the next part to remove it from this housing is simply you pull it from back here. Oh yeah, I forgot the really important part. Here it is. I put this clip back in. So there's this little piece right here, this clip that holds. Let me get a better view of this. That's kind of a better view. So yeah, there's this clip right here that holds the wire in place, blocking my only light. So basically, you just kind of want to you can just use my finger, and there it's out of the. I pulled it out of that clip. That's secured. So now it's completely out. So now you could pull it out right here, and so I actually like to spin this thing around a little bit so that these clips are easier when it's like that. It just comes out easier on this side versus like trying to remove it backwards like this. Let me see if I can even do that. It's not going to come out so easy that, I mean, it probably will. But yeah, it just doesn't come out that easy that way. So yeah, it's probably installed this way. So yeah, that's it. Now that whole entire cable is disconnected, and now you could completely remove this piece without having any wires attached to it. And so we have retained the full functionality of this nice ashtray. We haven't broken it. So that's first step. We only have a few seconds left. The next step is basically this one's a little bit. So this plastic gets old over time, so you kind of have to be gentle with it sometimes, and like find a corner where you could, you know, get in this, and then you could